Hey VC, it's Big Star 1000, back again. I've just taped a US Psych favorites, and I just gonna tape another installment right now. Today, now we're gonna discuss 10 great sort of progressive pop, psychedelic pop, baroque pop, French classics, and being French, and you know how much I love this stuff. You may want to discover some great French records if you don't know anything about French music, and they're all sort of loosely connected by sort of the pop element in a sort of progressive manner. You know, it's not straight pop; it's pop with a twist, obviously. So I'm going to get started. An absolute classic to start with, my favorite record of all time. You already know it. Histoire de Mélodie Nelson, Serge Gainsbourg, Gainsbourg for the Serge Gainsbourg for the English speakers. Recorded in 1971, Marble Arch Studios, orchestral meets rock, maybe the greatest marriage of orchestral and rock. Very clever story. Concept album, you know, I mean, just a must have in any collection. Histoire de Mélodie Nelson, Serge Gainsbourg. Here is another French genius that is fairly well known amongst the lovers of French music and beyond. It's Michel Polnareff. This is Polnareff's. I think it's third or fourth. I can't remember exactly, but it's one of his very few first records. Again, kind of baroque pop. Great melodies. Very baroque in style. Very Lee Hazelwood-ish in parts. The lyrics are by Jean-Louis Dabadi and Pierre Deladoe, who are basically the kings of lyrics in French pop music. I mean, it's just like they've written songs for everybody. Superb. Polnareff, who's gone kind of nuts and migrated to America and became a kung fu instructor, and just a nutty guy. Like, he's just warped. Very close in spirit to the Gainsbourg record is this absolute masterpiece, and I'm not really using those words loosely, Ferre La Solitude, which is a record that he did with the band Zoo, who were sort of a jazz rock, kind of a French blood, sweat and tears-ish band. Amazing records, where he speaks over the lyrics are just amazing. He was going to originally try and record with Jimi Hendrix because he wanted to make a rock record. This guy is like a sort of a lefty folk poet. Great lyrics, absolute. I mean, poetry. These texts are studied in schools, you know. And here is someone who started quite differently. Christophe. Christophe started as a sort of a 60s pop singer. You know, it's almost like one of these people who go and do you know, American Idol or Star Academy or whatever the shows are, and then, you know, a few years later they make a serious record. that doesn't. It hardly ever happens, you know. But this guy was a real pop singer. He had some really cheesy hits. Everybody in France knows Aline. Aline is his song, which is just unbearable. Anyway, he came a long way to make this. Only 30 minutes long, but just a masterpiece of French progressive pop. You know, just Christophe, Les Paradis Perdus. Amazing record. Highly recommended to anyone who likes the kind of music. 1973, beautiful record. But as I said, it started really sort of mediocre and just became this just great singer. Oh, here is a prog rock, just like French bona fide classic. Gerard Manset. Gerard Manset is a man, a very mysterious man. He doesn't, he very rarely gave interviews. Or La Mort d'Orient is a concept record, and again, progressive, yes. Pop, yes, most definitely. It has this sort of really sort of avant-garde edge to it as well. It's just a great record from 1970. I don't know which year it was in. This is an OG, and so was the Christophe and the Ferrer. A lot of them are originals. I like to think I've got originals. La Mort d'Orient from the early 70s. Very highly recommended. I'll show you a CD very briefly. This is a classic as well. Originals of this record sell for $500. That's why I don't have a record. I've got a CD. This is William Scheller with L'Aeterna. William Scheller is a piano player, singer, singer-songwriter, and this was his very first record. It was a sort of a psychedelic baroque mass that he wrote for a couple of friends who were getting married, and it was just so good that they had to release it. First album, L'Aeterna, from 1972. L'Aeterna, William Scheller, a must. Very, very psychedelic as well. Here is a record that's been shown by a few people in the VC. It's again a must. Metronomie by Nino Ferrer is the name there. Metronomie, 1972. That is a wonderful record. Nino Ferrer again was a much he started like a pop singer, and again everybody knows the Cornichons in France. This is a hit single, and also Mirza, who is a song about a dog. But this is very, very different. It's melodic, psychedelic, progressive, all in one package. It's just a superb record. I can't stress how good this record is. Here is a wonderful gift from Mr. Chris 4127 Basket. When we met in Switzerland, he came with a bag of records for me, and he gave me this. And this is not strictly progressive pop, but it's got elements of it. Bernard Lavilliers, French singer, le Stephanois. Stephanois is an inhabitant of the city of Saint-Etienne because he was from there himself. So he used it as a... it's got an element of sort of singer-songwriter, prog, a bit of Latin-flavoured music as well. It's a superb record. This is an OG as well, I believe. It's from 1975, and yes, I would classify this as progressive pop. It's very good. A couple more people. Here is a really oddball. Like when I was thinking of what to include, it's a great record. Meyer, le Bateau, Ivre. It's two guys, Michel and Bernard Meyer, and they sort of talking over some sort of a progressive arrangement with acoustic guitar and drums. And Le Bateau Ivre is a very famous collection of poems by Arthur Rimbaud, who was a sort of 19th century poet. This is very cool piece. And last but not least is this wonderful effort by a guy called Bernard Estardy. This record is called La Formule du Baron, and it's kind of considered as a sort of library record classic, but it's very baroque pop. It was his first record from 1968. Very psychedelic pop, baroque pop, lots of sort of Gainsbourg-like arrangements. Very cool.